Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jim. I did it again. I accidentally watched a movie that I didn't think I would ever watch, and it was Wonka. (2023) Wonka, 1 hour and 56 minutes. Adventure, comedy, family film. Let's get into this review.
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Adventure, comedy, family film with dreams of opening a shop in a city renowned for its chocolate. A young and poor Willy Wonka discovers that the industry is run by a cartel of greedy chocolatiers. Directed by PaulKing, writers Roald Dahl gets a credit. PaulKing, Simon Farnery. Cast: TimothéeChalamet as Willy Wonka. And let's see, I'm going to skip through some people here because they have a lot of people out of order. Tom Davis plays Bleacher. OliviaColman plays Mrs. Screwbit. Patterson Joseph plays Slugworth, and I loved that character. Slugworth was so fun. And Keegan Michael Kay played the chief of police, and that was a really fun character as well. Why can't I see the little girl who was in this too? I don't see her credit. But there's a young girl that's in this as well. I'm sure it's going to get like all sorts of awards if it hasn't already, like nominations for stuff. It's not like horrible. I don't hate that I watched it, even though it was an accident. I did take some interesting notes though, so it's not going to be like a full breakdown of the movie per se, because the reason why I did finally break down is because I actually watched a trailer for it. I had no interest in this movie to the point where I didn't even really watch the trailers. And this came out whenever it came out, like a while ago. So it took me this long to finally came out in December. Is that it? Oh, I thought this was out for way longer than that. I guess I didn't wait as long as I thought I did. But anyways, Rowan Atkinson was in the trailer as Father Julius.
Could you spare a piece of chocolate for a starving orphan?
I'm sorry, my child. I don't have any on me.
Oh.
Mr. Bean. And I love him. Even more than just Mr. Bean. I think him in other roles has been always very entertaining to me. And I had no idea he was in this. And this is how movies suck me in that I don't necessarily want to watch, but I see an actor that I truly enjoy, and he does not disappoint. It is hilarious. Like his roles, they really made this movie so much more for me because, honestly, the Willy Wonka character, and this is not a reflection of Chalamet's performance because it just wasn't for me. I'm the Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka age. That's my Willy Wonka. It's like some people have different who's their favorite Batman based on who they saw first as Batman, maybe. Like there's different. I'm not saying that we can't have 18 different people play Willy Wonka, but I'm probably going to always lean towards Gene Wilder because that was my Willy Wonka, if that makes sense. But there's a lot of other characters that weren't introduced to me before that I thoroughly enjoyed, like that Mr. Bleacher. His voice was so crazy. It just gave me like Bluto vibes from Popeye, from the Robin Williams Popeye. At times, Chalamet's performance did give me like a young Jim Carrey vibe. Like he did like some facial expressions and head turns and just some of the stuff. But it seems like there was also some forced gags and lines to make it feel connected to the Gene Wilder. I think I only saw the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka movie one time, so I don't have a lot of memory to speculate whether or not some of this stuff was nods toward that. I'm sure there was. I'll tell you that I really didn't like the CGI Oompa Loompa. I really don't know why they went with that route. It seems like that was a big expense, and the size was just so off to me. Um, I I'm the old school original. Um, I really that's like there's two real major things that I didn't like about it, and that was one of them. I'll get to the second one last. There was definitely some fun sight gags. There was all the different candies that have different magical properties. I do appreciate that they gave the Willy Wonka character like that background of wanting to be a magician, and that was part of his mystique, and that is why he was able to do so much. So it was interesting to see that. There were definitely some nods. I'm looking at my notes, by the way. I'm not just not making eye contact. There were some definite nods that I noticed to the original Gene Wilder movie. At the beginning of the film, there's a scene where he's walking down some steps during one of the musical numbers, but then he steps back up, but then he goes back down again. And I think they do that two different times in the movie. And that is definitely something Gene Wilder did in them things. I wrote the word floating, but I actually can't remember what that was from. And there is a boat ride in a flashback when Willy Wonka is thinking about his mother. That boat that they flashback to was very similar to the dark tunnel boat ride, most horrific nightmare sequence in the original movie as well. I got to think that that was modeled after that boat, just on a larger scale, on purpose. If not, it's a happy coincidence. And so for the movie itself, there was a number of songs that, in my opinion, sounded just very similar. And I guess that isn't like a big deal, but there's definitely a song that gets earwormed into your head. Scrub, scrub. Anyways, I did like the name drop of a chalk apocalypse. I thought that was pretty creative. Again, I did not like the CGI Oompa Loompa. HughGrant was okay, but like I hated the Oompa so much that it could have been anybody, and I was still going to hate it. It did seem like that we had like this is a musical, but it's not like a ton of songs. In my opinion, it didn't feel like there was a ton of songs. There was a couple at the beginning, and then I wrote down that it felt like they forgot that they were doing a musical, and then the music comes back in, and then the one song I was hoping, please don't play this song in this movie. I hear three chords, and I could pick it up, and I think, oh, what a beautiful nod to that song. Please let that be it. And because it's just the come with me notes, and I know I'm not a musician, so I'm probably all tone deaf or whatever, but there is a sequence in the movie where you can hear that play, those three notes in the background if you're listening. And I thought, wow, that's really nice. And I was hoping that that was going to be it, but no, not, not. So they play this Pure Imagination, and they do their take on it. They change words in it. They play it over the credits. They play it during the end. Like I just it hurt. It hurt me because I love that song, and I'm never gonna like any other version. And that I'm just gonna stick by that. The Gene Wilder Pure Imagination song is a song that I play all the time. Actually, it is an emotional song. There are songs that for some reason evoke like an emotional response from me, and that is one of them. If I listen to that song during certain moods, it will make me cry. There are times I will listen to that song in certain moods, and it will make me so happy. And I hated hearing it in this movie. I hated it. I get what they were doing, but I hated it. So that's how I'm ending this I accidentally watched Sequence because, you know, and that is spoilery, but you need to be prepared for that, because if you love that song like I do, like I don't know why, but it's just an emotional song for me. I hated hearing it in this movie. So that's just the way it is. I'm sure I'm going to accidentally watch some other movies in the future, and I'll do some reviews that are not the traditional reviews. But thanks for sticking through this, and have a great day.
Row 18, plot 20.